Welcome. It is the Ski Bum Podcast, episode number 319. It is your pals, Mario and Brian. Mario, what's up?
Just hanging out, living the dream, waiting for... It's finally getting cold a little bit. I like it.
Snow is falling in the Rockies. You are back from Oktoberfest. I was just at some wonderful events for Icon and Ski Utah last week. So we've got some fun details to discuss. Met some great people, had some cool experiences. Mario had a wonderful time at Oktoberfest from the pictures that we saw. So we'll get into that in the main topic. So hang tight.
A lot of fun from the pictures you guys didn't see. Let's put it that way.
A to the Izzo. Thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. Check us out. skibumpodcast.com. We are on your favorite social media apps, Twitter, which is X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Untapped. We are at Ski Bum Podcast. Do you love the show? Want to be part of the show and support it? You can.
Who doesn't?
Patreon.com/Ski Bum Podcast. We got a couple different tiers you can join, help support us, help grow the show. We would really appreciate that. So please check that out. Want to send an email? You can do that too. skibumpodcast@gmail.com. We got some events coming up. Big events. The big one, Snowbound Expo. That is going to be in Boston, Massachusetts, November 3rd through 5th at the Boston Convention and Exhibition Center. Bigger
We're going to be
before. We're going to be there probably just the Friday and the Saturday, the 3rd and 4th.
You got to reach out.
We're going to reach out. We should probably hold some sort of like event or something, some meetup on Friday night or something. That'd be kind of fun.
An open bar happy hour. It's going to happen.
Open bar. The fans will be paying for our drinks. That's the kind of open bar we're gonna set up.
Open bar for us. I mean, yeah.
It's open for us. Your wallet will be open for us. Should we try to do it at Trillium? Because Trillium, since we're back on the harbor over there, we can do it by Trillium. Or
yeah, that's right. I forget we're on the different part.
Yeah, we're back at the original one. So Trillium is probably going to be super crowded. Should we find a crappy place that we can go and just take over because there'll be less of a crowd?
I like the crappy bar. Just saying.
I kind of like that too. Maybe we'll do Trillium by ourselves on Thursday. and
if you have a real shithole bar and you want to reach out to us, we'll host it there. Just reach out. Like, let us know what free shit you can give us. And, you know.
O'Grady's Pub. That's the kind of place we want to go to. We keep it real.
O'Gravy's. If it has gravy in the name, that's perfect too. I like gravy.
All of the beers have bits of gravy in it, just like Mom used to have. Something like
bits of gravy. Love it.
If you got any ideas, any thoughts, hit us up. skibumpodcast@gmail.com. We're looking forward to Snowbound, though. Like I said, we're probably going to be there the Friday and Saturday, the 3rd and 4th. I'm already looking at my trains. I got to get your train back on the night of the 4th. So, but we'll be there.
Training it out. I like it.
We'll have some fun.
On the train.
So
you got to do like the party train out. Like you got to do like
the trading places, like New Year's Eve train.
Do you got to do bullet costume from fucking?
Unfortunately, the Acela only runs in the morning on the weekend, so I'm going to be on the slow road back from Boston.
That's all right. But do party train. Do Snoop Dogg train.
I think it's going to be Daddy doing some work on the train. Unfortunately,
the doors open and it's just like Snoop Dogg.
That would be like Soul Train, Soul Train 2, the new Soul Train.
Soul Train.
Yeah. Last but not least, 10,000.cc. Athlete-led design, test, iterate, repeat. We've been talking about this for a couple months now. It's almost ski season, and you are not
in shape.
Going to ski yourself into shape. That's nonsense. You know what Aaron Rodgers tried doing? He tried footballing himself into shape. Week 1. Boom.
Ended up with a
boom goes the dynamite. Boom. That's what happens. Boom. You don't want that to happen to you, do you? Your first run of the season, you think you're going to ski legs into shape, and pip, pop, pop. Everything's popping on you. No.
And that pisses me off because I'm a Jet fan, and that just pissed me off so much. Aaron Rodgers, he's walking right now. I love it.
As a skier and a Jet fan, this should hit you twice as hard.
Twice as hard.
You got to get ready for ski season. You know what you need? You need some fresh threads first. Forget having a workout plan. Forget knowing what you're going to do. Get some nice workout attire. 10,000.cc. You can do it. Their motto,
Work out attire and work out. Boom.
better than yesterday. At the heart of 10,000 is the idea of pursuit in business, fitness, life, and skiing. They believe in moving forward with a quiet dedication to constant improvement and to becoming just a little bit better than you were yesterday.
A little better.
Go there. Use the code B Schneider 15, all one word, BSCHNEIDER 15% off. You're welcome. I'm wearing interval shorts right now. Always.
Let's
This
see
is a
him.
long
Let's see
trail
him.
shirt.
Let's see the interval shorts. Come on.
Let's see
Do
the
the
interval
turnaround.
shorts.
Let's see it.
See,
Let's
I'm
see
gonna
it.
stand up here.
Oh
Look at
yeah.
this. They're in
Let's see it.
like this is
Oh,
actually
we
called
need a little
Viking.
crotch. We need a little crotch shirt.
You're getting
Come
the
on,
crotch
up
shot.
a little more.
This is Viking blood. This is the name of the color.
Oh, we
move
missed the
back
crotch
here.
shot. Ah, ladies
this.
are disappointed.
There you go. And
There you
some
go.
fellas.
Show the
Look at
moneymaker.
these. Look at these. Look at this great little pocket here.
Boom.
Awesome.
Boom, I love
Awesome
it.
shorts. See? You're
Getting on it.
welcome.
See? That's for the ladies. Our
If
lady
you're only
fans that are
doing the
watching.
audio, you're missing out. Go to YouTube. It'll be up there.
You're missing out. That ass was
Ew.
nice, I gotta say.
You know why? I'm wearing these shorts. I'm doing my squats. I'm getting ready.
Squat.
10,000.cc. Mario, let us kick things off the way we always do.
It's time for Après Today.
I pray just to make it today. I said I pray. Pray.
I have my chalice. I'm praying.
So you've
I
pretty
pray.
much been like slow rolling Oktoberfest the last couple of weeks, haven't you?
Oh, look at that. Oh, I got the little ladies on there. I love this glass.
In case
So
you haven't noticed,
Reitenhof.
in case you haven't been able to tell, it's back. The Friday night version of the podcast.
Oh, Friday night.
The last
It's
version was a
Friday
Monday.
night.
It was a Monday afternoon, which is very different than the Friday night.
That's super weird, right?
I don't know if weird.
All right, so a little trivia. I'm wearing a German. So I'm wearing a German hat and a German soccer jersey. Who am I wearing?
It's a football jersey. Football. That'd be Thomas Muller, number 13.
Oh, wait a minute. Ding, ding, ding. Muller.
Come on. Now, I can tell it's an old jersey because there's only 3 stars on there. So this is the 2014 World Cup jersey.
Damn.
Because that was the year they won it.
You know,
They got
somebody's
4th
like
star.
ghetto putting like another star on there. Like, I'm painting that shit on like a little whiteout. Like, I got another star.
Unacceptable.
And that's
Speaking
not
of-
Muller. It's somebody else.
Well, speaking of football or soccer, I just watched that Beckham documentary on Netflix.
Was it good? Any good?
I love the guy. Like, I didn't
See,
know.
I love
I
it.
seriously did not know much about him. You know, you just hear like things, the headlines you see or whatever. Dude, the guy is like so soft spoken and chill
legit.
and
Yeah.
super chill. I mean, I don't know if he's a Scientologist though, because they talk about, you know, Tom Cruise and Will Smith being his buddies in LA. That's
Will
problematic.
Smith was on the bubble. Tom Cruise is a big Scientology guy. I'm in Clearwater. I'm in the Hive right now. I don't know.
I think you might be a
avoiding everything.
Scientologist at this point, aren't you?
People are talking. I'm not.
Eminent
but
domain,
People are
isn't it?
talking.
Aren't you? If you live there more than 4 years, don't you like eminently domainly become Scientologist?
No, if you're within 4 miles, like you're eminent domain. They come to your house, they knock on the door, they're like, and they give you a pamphlet. They're like, welcome, and they walk away.
Is
And
it
you're part of it.
Phaetons or something? They check you for your Phaethons or there's some sort of energy.
They had a little Geiger counter, like we have to walk away, and they just left. I'm like, wait a minute, what's up? You want a little Phaetons with this? And they just walked away.
There is no Mario, only Zool.
You
That's a
Phaeton with
Ghostbusters
this?
reference. Yeah,
That's right. You Phaeton with this, and they just fucking walked away. I'm like, what the hell, man?
they didn't know.
I know I got friends that are Scientologists, like neighbors. They're pretty cool. I don't know. They
Until
get a
they're
great
not.
dog, and my dog loves their dog. Fucking all great.
There you go.
See Tom every once in a while downtown, and it's all right. He's just like, "What's up, man?" I broke bread with what's his face,
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Well, not Hulk Hogan. He's not a Scientologist though.
Thank God.
What's his face? Barbarino. The fucking
Dan Marino.
no,
Ken Marino.
Barbarino. No,
Vinny Barbarino. John Travolta.
White Plains. John Travolta.
Ah.
White Shadow guy, right? Or Mr. Cotter. This is his name. I don't know. I'm fucking all over the place.
Seriously, I'd go with Pulp Fiction.
I love Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
That's the John Travolta I like. That's the one. The
Hey,
comeback.
I go back to Mr. Cotter. That's it.
Yeah, that's old, man. That's some old shit right there.
I
Pulp
know.
Fiction
We'll
is
see.
still one of the best goddamn movies ever. I mean, you could watch it anytime. Like the Harvey Keitel part, Mr. Wolf. Just because you are a character does not mean you have character. I
It's
love
all
that line.
great
I use it
till
all
you
the
get to
time.
the Gimp part, and you're just like, I don't know what to say about this. The best is Bruce Willis with the girl getting out of there with the $silver pancakes, and it's just like, oh, okay, we've really got to go. Like, and it's
You
yeah,
just wanted to
it
like
puts reality into things. You're just like, oh
Yeah.
my god, I've been there. Like,
Mhm.
shut the hell up. We gotta go.
We gotta
We're gonna die.
go.
Girl, we gotta go.
Zed's dead, babe. Zed's dead.
Yeah.
Mario, what pray tell are you drinking this evening?
So I want a nice Oktoberfest type of beer, and I didn't have any Oktoberfest type of beer on hand. So I had a Stella. I'm drinking a Belgian beer out of a nice Reitzenhof German glass, but it kind of works out. Belgium was annexed, right, by the Reich, I guess.
It's
I don't
all
know.
the same. Some clown drew a line, said, "This is Germany, this is Belgium, this is different." It's all the same.
That's right.
It's all the same.
But it's pretty good. Reminds me, brings me back. So in Oktoberfest, they say the beer is stronger. It's not as strong as an IPA. So you go there crushing IPAs and you start drinking their beer, you're like, wow, this is definitely like water. But
It's like training at altitude and then going to sea level.
oh yeah. So I tell you what, my wife and I were very disappointed. I gotta say this about I've been waiting to say this. The Wiesencooks was not there, and we were looking for Wiesencooks.
I don't.
And if
maybe
anybody
you
doesn't know,
maybe you just weren't in the know. You were in the wrong tent.
it is like the cocaine of Oktoberfest, and we didn't find it anywhere. I was very disappointed.
Basically, candy cocaine, right?
Cerbad it was not good.
Nicht
Nix.
gut.
Nicht gut. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. It's just not great. And I didn't have any big piece of meat with a dumpling. Like I was pretty pissed off. I was hungry the whole time. I
Is it
want a nice
COVID's fault? Is it
brisket.
inflation? Like what happened? What happened to
I think
Oktoberfest?
both. It was codeflation. The beer is good. Beer is excellent. Just I don't know. It's not enough time.
Oh boy.
I
Well,
was trying to do too much. If I would have just been set with like hanging out in Munich, doing Oktoberfest, drinking, eating, like I think sometimes you try to pack too much into a trip. It's kind of like, hey, let's have the most amazing time of our lives, right? Let's go out and go to some exotic place and see everything. Well, if you go to an exotic place and you see everything, you're probably not resting at all. And then you're going to be like, wow, I wish I would have enjoyed it a little bit more, right? Like it's
yeah, that is
one of the
always how I
things.
vacation. I try to do way too much. Try to pack it all in, do a million things,
Yeah,
and yeah, you're exhausted from vacation. Then
right. You come back, you're like, I need a vacation from vacation.
exactly.
And it's kind of like, wah, wah. You're just, there you go. There's your vacation time. Your boss is looking at you like, asshole, I got a lot of work for you that's waiting for you because you took vacation. It's like the punishment for taking vacation. And they come back and they're like, ha. It's like Chow. You come back and little Chow's waiting for you. Like, ha. Then motherfucker, I got some work for you, asshole.
It sounds like
Fuck
you need
that
a
guy.
different boss. That's terrible.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. I'll
Yeah.
kick him in the ass. Like, just saying. How about you, Brian? What do you got?
So I've as soon as I heard about this, I was intrigued. And I've talked about Kill Cliff before. I've had it a couple times on the podcast. It's those clean
Uh-oh.
energy drinks. And I think we all know that I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan, and he has a
Crazy,
new
Joe Rogan.
version that him and Cam Haynes came up with. And it is called Elk Blood.
Nice.
It's a spicy cherry CBD energy drink.
So when you say spicy cherry, like,
Spicy
is it
cherry.
a good spicy cherry, like just a little hot or a little? What kind of spice?
Well, let's be honest. When there's any sort of cherry flavored anything, it usually ranks in the top 5% of the best flavors.
Yeah,
Whether it's
which
a
is awesome.
seltzer, hard seltzer, light seltzer, whatever. Black cherry seems to be the best. This tastes more real cherry instead of like that fake black cherry we've come to accept and like.
Right.
This tastes
So
more
if you
real.
got a cherry with it and you spit the seed out and you're chewing it, it's like that cherry, right?
You're getting some of that. I think the spicy part of it is ginger. I'm trying
Is that the elk blood?
Sadly, there is no real elk blood in here, which is
Damn
kind
it.
of a
I
bummer.
would have thought that was the spice, the blood and the elk and like the spiciness of it. Maybe
It's
ginger. Ginger's
It's
good.
got ginseng, ginger root and ginseng. I think that's where it's
The
getting the
cherry
spice
ginger
from.
sounds pretty awesome. There's no cherry ginger.
Dude, I gotta tell you, this is freaking delicious. And it
Nice.
better be, because I have a case of 12 of them that I bought. Because you can't just buy
Nice.
a can of it. You gotta buy, I had to buy it online from the good folks at Killcliff. So I got a case of it. And this is my first can that I'm drinking. And I love it. It tastes so good. Again, you get a real cherry flavor. You get a bit of that ginger, ginseng to spice it up. You got a little bit of CBD in here to chill you out. No THC. This is
Nice.
chill.
So let me
But
ask you that.
yeah, really, really
So
tasty.
They have like, was it ginger teriyaki for like a rub on like fish? How about that? Just take the whole can and marinate some chicken. What do you think?
Fuck the chicken up. This would absolutely decimate. You just have a pile of like chicken juice, ground chicken. It would grind
And
it
just
up.
chuck it on the grill after, right?
You have to
And
put
not
it
any
in a
chicken
bowl.
breast. I'm talking like thighs. You gotta do chicken thighs and just chuck them on the grill, just like bake them shits.
It would eat through the bones. It would chew it up. It would chew it up and spit it out.
Sounds damn good.
Elk blood. If you ever see this stuff floating around, I would highly recommend grabbing a can because it is very
So
tasty.
where'd you get that thing?
I ordered it from the website.
Did you go to a gun store to get that? You did, didn't you? You gotta go to the gun shop or bait shop. You gotta get that shit at a bait shop.
A gun shop, a gun show. Fucking
Dude, they have a gun
circus.
show every week here. We're Florida.
God bless
Oh,
Florida.
I get that thing at the gun shop.
God
Good
bless
show.
Florida. I would check it out. Highly recommend it. Also, I have a second app right once I finish that up because we're doing this on a Friday night. I'm all jacked up. This stuff is delicious. Getting me energized.
Do it, Apray. I like that.
Well, that's going to be my fire up, and this is going to mellow me out after. So as I mentioned,
High West.
I went to the Ski Utah event in New York City, and they had special Ski Utah little mini bottles of double rye. High West.
Was that a free one?
It was.
Fuck yeah!
And I may allegedly have gotten 2 bottles, which I'm not ashamed of it.
No, you didn't get 2 bottles. Somebody passed out, and you took their bottle. That's good.
So Rich wasn't there. Rich wasn't there, so I had to take his with him.
See,
and they were just celebrating their 903 inches of snow.
Damn,
greatest
so she
snow
said
on Earth. Did she though? So I got a nice little bottle.
How many
of
miles?
High West.
I didn't want to get into it.
So I'm going from elk blood to the High West, keeping things very Utah. Elk, High West
elk blood.
I was trying to think. This elk blood, what would be the best if I was using it as a mixer? What would be the best to mix with it? The default is always vodka. Vodka would be fine, but I'm wondering
if you mix those two, like you better wear goggles and like we gotta have a controlled area. Like you better be behind a screen because that shit might blow up.
It's like the vinegar and baking soda volcano. I don't know what could happen.
It's just gonna blow up. Watch out.
Yeah. May eat through this metal
Girls,
cup.
hold up.
Who knows?
It's like Daffy Duck. Girls, hold on to your boyfriends.
There's a throwback for you.
That's right. You're old enough. You remember that shit. When they actually used to play cartoons that actually had violence in them, like that's how we grew up.
They were the
Just
best.
saying.
They were the best.
Way back.
Yep.
I mean, cartoons weren't all fluffy and just nerfed up. No, they actually had real messages.
Are you telling me that Rick and Morty is nerfed up?
In a way, yeah.
People being
Fuck
like
yeah.
vaporized and eyes melting and
Yeah, but in a way, they did that. They did that in the old cartoons.
yeah.
Remember the skeletons? Like
People just like the
the
skin just falls off and they died. And it was like, and they're back in the next scene. Yeah.
oh wow, that's right.
Simpler times.
There you go.
Simpler times.
Acme
It's almost like
everything. Acme
Yeah.
everything.
it's the way to go. Well, I think that wraps up the old Après today.
Let's go to ski news.
And again, not gonna lie, I think it was last week also. We started off with some bummer stories, and we have bummer stories again. To start off the
Why you gotta
podcast
start
this
off with
week.
some bummer stories, man?
These are the tales.
Can we say
that
the bummer
must be
story
told.
in a nice way?
I don't know how the death of a 38-year-old free skier can be turned into a nice
Can you
way.
say it in a
So-
nice, happy tune? Maybe I don't know.
I think we just got to report on it and move on. Legendary free skier
Yeah.
Toff Henry, 38, has died while skiing in Chile.
Hmm.
Tragic loss for the ski community. Professional skier Toff Henry, aged 38, passed away alongside Chilean IFMGA mountain guide Juan Senare while attempting an expedition on the Putagudo volcano in the Los Lagos region of Chile on October 11th. The circumstances of the incident are still unfolding. According to a local newspaper report, Henry and Senare were accompanied by a third group member when they fell off a cliff on the volcano's north side. Just 5 days before the accident, on October 6th, Henry shared several photos from the expedition on his Instagram account. His caption hinted at their challenging conditions with poor snow conditions and difficult lighting in the area where they were skiing and filming. And it's just so weird when someone's so young and so talented and so capable dies so quickly, and you go on to their Instagram page and you just see them just a few days ago just doing what they do. And it's even weirder. I'm looking at one of his posts, and I don't know how the algorithm is working right now, because it looks like this was posted weeks and weeks ago, maybe like actually earlier this year, and now it's showing up as the first picture. I don't know if it was pinned maybe, but it's weird because one guy posted on there, and this is of him like just doing what he did. I mean, he grew up in Chamonix. He was, the fastest guy in Chamonix, they would call him. And this
Damn.
video of him just ripping, causing these little mini avalanches and kind of wiping out a bit. And the guy posted, he's like, I respect how talented you are on skis, but I'm afraid videos like this, your idiocracy outweighs that talent. I'd say sick line, but you just triggered several slides on your way to do it. But posting shit like this is encouraging others that this type of skiing is acceptable, and it ain't, bro. This is the shit that people see and go try and get themselves killed. So this guy posted that 24 weeks ago, and he kind of posted again yesterday saying, I didn't want to be quote unquote right. It was never about that. I just wanted to see my boys ride another day. Rest in peace. Like wild people do wild things. And unfortunately, sometimes you're on the wrong side of a cliff, a wind gust, anything like that. It's also true again. Shane McConkey. You watch the McConkey movie, and they have all that footage of it leading up to the jump he took when he died, and it sucks. Like, it absolutely sucks. It's horrible, but isn't that also part of why we love this sport so much? Because there is an element of danger there. if you do want to push the boundaries and climb a mountain, hike up somewhere crazy, like it's possible, and it's what humans have always done, trying to go bigger, further, higher, and conquering something new. So
No matter what
it
you do,
sucks,
there's gonna
but
be
yeah,
some hater somewhere, right? Like, you just gotta be I don't know, you gotta do what you love, because somebody's gonna hate what you do, no matter what you do. You could be like you can be Gandhi. Somebody's gonna be hating on you.
yeah. Well, I
Just
mean,
saying.
he was just one of those guys who followed his own path, and like it, hate it, like he was true to himself, and unfortunately, that is also what led to his death. But he did live the life he wanted to live, and for that we should honor, respect him, but also be saddened for an unnecessary loss. So
Well, I'm
what do
wondering,
you
they mentioned a third person unnamed. Are they a suspect? I'm wondering. This is like a murder mystery, like, unfolding.
you yeah, it's
You never
you
know.
just
Some
you
people are looking
just
like
don't know.
there's some shady shit right now. Just
Yeah,
saying.
you just don't
Till they
know.
close the book, it's all open.
Yeah, it's
All right,
awful,
another
but
news.
more bummer news.
Yeah, more not so much bummer news, not as bad as that, but just still not great.
Still not as bad, but still kind of a bummer.
In New Hampshire, a popular ski area will not open for the 2023-2024 season. So, in New Hampshire, Black Mountain Skier announced on its Facebook page that it will not open for the 2024 season. And they're saying, due to circumstances beyond our control, including soaring energy costs, unpredictable weather, extreme staffing shortages throughout the region, and many other challenges, we had made the very difficult decision to cease operations. And that was it. So they said, press and present team members and pass holders and extended thank you for support. Thank you for being true spirit of skiing and keep the dream alive. So it's really cool, like, how they did a classy thing to exit out, but it's kind of very sudden and very strange. So they're saying Black Mountain has been open since 1936, and they're saying unpredictable weather, staffing surge. And I'm hearing a lot about staffing shortages. So I'm hearing a lot about people that need jobs, and I'm hearing a lot about staffing shortages. So I don't know where the disconnect is. Or is it that people don't want to take the jobs for what they're paying, or they're not offering the jobs to people that want the jobs? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it
Just
seems
saying.
like there's a lot of folks in urban areas that don't have jobs, but there's people in rural areas who need people to work. So seems like you move some of those folks from the urban to the rural, and then you've fixed this job problem. I mean, you're gonna need some people with some
It's
technical
weird.
abilities for running a ski resort. I've heard a lot of off the record stories that are not so positive about the guy running Black Mountain. I can't confirm or deny them. I've never met the guy. I did watch in that In Pursuit of Soul, that Indie Pass TGR movie a few years back. The I think it's Fichera family that owns it.
Yeah.
They seemed like it seems like a bunch of the family. They're all there doing different roles at the mountain, which
Hmm.
it's the American dream. If you have a family and you
Maybe that
have a
was a staffing
business, you want them
shortage.
to work
Like,
there.
so and so stopped working, and
This is
now
like
they're
Elon
running.
Musk talking about how we are the lack of population growth is going to be the undoing. That's why he has 10 kids. So maybe the family should have had more
Boom.
kids to have more people to work at the resort. I don't know. It's a bummer too because I know the Ski the Whites, they used to have all their events there at Black Mountain. Those Friday
Mm.
night, King of the Mountain, people would be I think they did like a 24-hour ski cross there where you had to just go
Oh
up and
yeah.
down for 24 hours, and whoever did the most laps won. They had a lot of cool stuff going on there. It was on the Indy Pass. So it's going to be a big loss to a lot of ski folks. it really sucks for the people who were probably intending to work there and now all of a sudden don't have a job. But
It's just
they're
weird, right? Like you have a lot of people who want to ski, but I guess a lot of people don't want to work at a ski area. So the people that want to ski are not matched up with the people that want to work at a ski area. It's just
Mhm.
weird, right? I don't
Well,
know.
I think I have the solution for that. Want to hear it?
Let's see it.
Because on other breaking news, REI just laid off
Oh,
about 275 store workers.
I know where they can go.
Right? I think we can, if we can get the REI people to talk to the Black Mountain people, because REI people obviously are outdoorsy. So why don't we get
Yeah,
them working up at Black Mountain? Boom, synergy,
I like that. That's a good matchup.
right? An email sent to employees obtained by the Daily entitled Stewarding Our Future, Mary Farrell Tarbox, Vice President of Stores for REI, said the cuts are about 2% of REI's overall store workforce of 12,300 people. After reviewing job roles and descriptions, REI management decided that the sales lead was the most inconsistently used role across the fleet.
Hmm.
According to an online job description, the sales lead role helps REI engage with its audience and interact with REI members and customers every day. The sales lead was expected to be knowledgeable about all outdoor equipment and services. This is not something we take lightly. These actions are necessary to set us up for long term success. We cannot build a best in class employee experience while we currently have more than 180 different employee experiences. The layoffs will allow REI the flexibility needed to support our business, provide enhanced hours, predictability for most staff, improve accountability at all levels, ensuring we're investing the right number of hours into the right roles. Yeah, the president and CEO Eric Arts cited increasing uncertainty as one of the reasons for the restructuring, as the company focused on what he described as the most critical investments and areas of work to best serve our members and grow the co-op over the long term.
Hmm.
And they need to get the co-op back to profitability as quickly as possible, which was from
Hmm.
a note in February.
Increasing weed costs are causing us to have to drive up prices. Just saying.
Yeah, this
Dude,
Birkenstock
a
IPO
pound of
dropping in
weed has
price is not
gone up.
helping them.
Dude, the average cost of a pound of weed has gone up about 30% in the last year. Just saying.
Is that an official
Gotta be
number?
absorbed somehow. Absolutely not official number. I think it's more like 70%.
Yeah.
Let me actually, I want to look that up. Average cost of weed.
Like everything else, I'm sure it's gone up significantly in the last couple of
See,
years.
average cost of weed. It's gone up $11 per gram. How much is a gram? Average cost per eighth is $45. What's a zip of weed? Have you ever bought a zip of weed?
A zip of weed.
What
Perhaps
the
that's
fuck
like
a
a
zip of weed is?
European that metric.
That's like if you're a weed smoker, that's like a metric. I have no idea what that is.
Like a millizip.
Zip a foot. There's a thumb. There's a stone. Is that like a part of a stone? It's like an eighth of a stone. Like what the hell is that?
Can I have
A zip of
two
weed.
stone of bud, please?
On the average, a zip of weed can cost anywhere from $200 to $400 in legal market. I don't know what a zip is.
Seems like a lot though.
Okay, roughly a sandwich bag zip lock bag, 14 grams and a half ounce of cannabis. So I guess they're saying
Pretty clever, actually.
14 grams is a zip, half ounce of cannabis, 20 grams in an ounce of cannabis. I don't really know what this is talking about. What the fuck?
That is really funny though. A zip is like a Ziploc bag.
All right. How many G is a slice of weed? I have no idea on the reference. How much is a unicorn of weed? So, an eighth of an ounce is commonly referred to as a slice or a half quarter. It contains 3.5 grams of weed that can last you a few days up to a week. This is enough for rolling about 10 small joints or 7 medium ones. That's pretty specific. Average cost about $50. again, based on location and strain and how big your weed rolls are.
There you go.
Wow, I just delved into a click hole I can't get out of. I gotta close this tab. I just can't
Yeah.
even. I can't even go there.
Yep.
I got a G, a zip. I went from a G, a zip to a stone, like to I don't know what I'm on now.
Spiraling off the rails there.
Whew. All right, next up we got Reed Hastings removed all Powder Mountain lots from market, and here's why. Former Netflix CEO will team with Meriwether Development to plan a luxury resort centered on being and doing. They have
Verbs.
a picture of a lot of shit getting built up. So Reed Hastings is
Verbs.
hitting the reset button. Huh?
Verbs.
Verbs.
Being and doing.
So
Lots of verbs.
being and doing. Verbs. It's that G and double zip and like everything. So anyway, former Netflix CEO will team with Marriott Development to plan a luxury resort centered on being and doing. So they're hitting the reset when it comes to residential development at Powder Mountain. So Powder Mountain, Brian, I'm still bummed that you didn't go there because I gotta say Ogden was pretty fucking awesome. That was a pretty dope ass trip.
I'm still bummed I didn't
We
get to
gotta
go.
we gotta go back there. We gotta figure out a way for you to do Snow Basin and Powder. Like it was a great thing. But anyway, so less than a month after former Netflix CEO became a majority shareholder and chief decision maker at Eden Area Ski and Snowboard Resort, Hastings pulled all its available residential real estate off the market. It was a pretty bold ass move because they had a lot of shit up for sale. So the 25 lots account for half of the 57 lot overlook development near the top of the mountain. So Hastings said the lots which came off the market Sunday will not be offered up for sale again until next summer when the resort launches what he's calling Powder Next. So it's a big step that you do when you have confidence that it's going to be a lot more successful in a year. So they kind of don't want to sell those houses at current prices. So I'm thinking they're going to go for a lot more. Just saying. So they entered into a 10-year partnership with high-end developer firm Meriwether to craft and carry its own vision of Powder Mountain. Speaking at Silicon Slopes Tech Summit on Wednesday, he said he envisions the resort being a premium place in the world for being and doing. He's going to rely on Meriwether and leading him down this path of developing some shit. So Meriwether specializes in developing recreational-based luxury communities. Among them are Aspen Club, Spa, and Redevelopment Project in Colorado, Victory Ranch Community in Camas, in Coachella Valley, California. Resort that includes Kelly Slater, wave pool, residences, and according to press release, progression-based training for the mind, body, and soul. It's nice. They're going to like another place, another Zen place. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what they come up with. I'm a little afraid in case it's out there and doesn't like hit the market with regular people, but it's going to be out there. It's going to be fun and it's going to do something. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and I'm always looking at ski area real estate, and I'm looking at what's available right now in Eden, right
Pulled it
by
off,
the
right?
right by the mountain itself. I mean, there's some stuff that is still for sale, but it's not nearly as much as there was like a month ago or so. And again, what's out there is, I mean, it's gone up so much in price. So even right now, I'm looking at there's two sections. There's kind of the eastern and the western part of the base area that has property available. I mean, on the west side of the base, you're getting a 9,148 square foot lot for 449. But on the eastern part, you're getting half an acre for 1.5 million.
Damn.
So yeah, and this is what's available now. This doesn't even, touch upon what they pulled off the market.
So I'll tell you,
What is this place gonna be like? Is it gonna be like a Yellowstone, like Yellowstone clubbish? Is it gonna be built out more like, I mean, I'm trying to think, what would this even compare to? Something that's kind of off the beaten path, but has its own little. Right, I mean, it's not gonna be private, but it's gonna feel almost private. It seems like that's what they're going for with this.
It's very private up there. You drive in and you drive up, and one of the big things about it is you got to drive up the mountain. And they recommend you park at the bottom and take the shuttle bus up because the
Mhm,
bus drivers know like how to do shit. It's pretty terrifying. But if you're an owner or something like that, you can actually drive up and hang out up there. I gotta say, there's a lot of cool stuff around there. So I just sent you in the chat. There's that Compass Rose Lodge, which is where I stayed with Mel when I went out there.
mhm.
Um,
Oh, that place was awesome, yeah, I remember
Huntsville,
looking at that.
Huntsville, Utah is like maybe 10, 15 minutes from there, and it's fucking awesome. So it's if you want like that place is gonna blow up. It's like a small little place, hopefully a shooting star saloon and Compass Rose Lodge. A nice little town, but
Yeah, based on, like, what could be the next big town or the next really hot spot, Eden seems to check a lot of those boxes.
yeah.
The whole, like,
And
Ogden, Eden, Huntsville, that
yeah.
little kinda triangle
Ogden's
there.
maybe 20 minutes from there. Like if you go to north part of Ogden, it's like maybe 20 minutes from there. Snow Basin, you see Powder from Snow Basin and Snow Basin from Powder.
Mhm,
So Snow Basin is an underrated mountain too because there's no village there. Like there's some stuff because they had the Olympics there way back and they're trying to get the Olympics back in Utah near Snow Basin, right outside of Snow Basin, there's a whole village of like condos that they're building that are really kind of designed for Airbnb. Like the rules and everything are like favorable to do like an Airbnb. So it's like set up to do like events and like the Olympics and like whatever, if they have like FIS events at Snow Basin or something like that, or even Powder. But Powder is pretty fucking awesome. Like they got the snowcat skiing, they got like a few lifts. Like it's still pretty sweet. And Powder has a lot of fucking terrain. It's a lot of open terrain. You just go and you ski. So
yeah, it's the
I don't know.
biggest in the US, technically by acreage, right? Isn't that what we
Yeah,
looked up?
but it's not overdeveloped. So you got to
Yes.
go like find ways to get there, which is pretty sweet. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Not a
it
not a
seems
bad proposition.
yeah, it checks a lot of boxes, but it's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out with this new being and doing that they're looking to bring into it. Now, Mario, fun fact for you. I don't know if we even talked about this. The Club Med at Snow Basin has been canceled.
Bam. I know. I found that out.
You did, right?
So I've been in contact with the Club Med people about stuff because you and I are going to go on a Club Med vacation skiing and
You
figure
got
shit
you got
out
a
and
you got a Club
interview.
Med contact. I like that. Got a Club Med
So we're
guy.
going to figure that out. We're all going to go on a big junket because we got to figure this out. We got to talk about. I don't want to talk about it anymore until we get some props from them. So just saying.
I like that.
But yes, it was canceled because of I think it was before this Reed Hastings thing happened, well before they just decided it didn't work for their value proposition because I think the real estate costs went up and they
Mhm.
were looking to develop, so they pulled out.
Yeah,
Same,
Utah has blown up, and
blown
it's
up.
we'll see how much more blown up Powder Mountain's gonna get.
Mm,
And we got one final story here in the old ski news, and we're bringing it back, something positive. Got all the negative stuff out of the way.
yeah,
Snowmaking
yeah,
begins at Vail Resorts, Colorado ski areas. So this past Wednesday night, ski resorts across Summit County and Eagle County in Colorado were blanketed by fresh snow, but Mother Nature wasn't the only one doing the work. Keystone and Vail fired up their snow guns that evening, with Beaver Creek firing up Thursday afternoon, and have officially started snowmaking for the 23-24 season. Keystone and Vail have are many part in thanks to their state-of-the-art, fully automated snowmaking equipment. Making snow requires compressed air, compressed water, and very specific weather conditions. A wet bulb temperature, which is a combination of air temperature and humidity, of 27 degrees or less. So
Bam.
Vail's snowmaking footprint allows them to move quickly with a compressed air capacity that can fill the Goodyear blimp in just 12 minutes. Think about
Bam.
that. Yeah. Meanwhile, at Keystone, each of the resort's early season snow guns is equipped with its own weather stations, allowing the resort to measure conditions in real time, save energy, and take advantage of cold weather windows the moment they open. Timing is important for Keystone as the resort looks to open for the season as early as possible this October. This season will be a special one for the resort in that it will be the first time that guests can enjoy lift access to Keystone's high alpine terrain thanks to the debut of the Bergman Express, a brand new high-speed chairlift that will unlock 550 acres for skiers in Bergman Bowl and Erickson Bowl. Vail and
Boom.
Breckenridge Resort aren't far behind Keystone with opening days planned for November 10th. Meanwhile, Beaver Creek is slated to open on November 22nd. So basically, that's a big old commercial for Vail, but they are getting their snowmaking on, which is beautiful, which means skiing is getting closer and closer every single day. And our boy Nick, shout out to Nick, he sent us an article. He's actually in Denver, and he was
Oh,
saying that
nice.
he was doing the happy snow dance from his office, seeing the wet, sloppy snow that was hitting in Denver. They said they got about 10 inches of snow out there, which is pretty impressive. So, snow is falling. It's also being made. It's only a matter of time before we're all back on the snow. So,
So
it's a beautiful thing.
a little unknown thing if you've been there. Rocky Mountain Taco. Let's talk about Vail Brewing Company. You want weed, you're in Vail, you go out, you have the trifecta. You have a brewery, a weed shop, and a taco place, all in the same place. That's Rocky Mountain Taco. They're right there. So I love these guys. We posted to a lot of shit for them. They posted to a lot of shit for us. Love
Our
them.
sticker is on their
Um,
garbage can.
oh yeah. They got some awesome tacos, I gotta say. I gotta say that first. Second, I gotta say it's a pretty awesome place because you got like the brewing company, people bring their dogs, they hang out. Like it's just like a chill environment. You get your tacos, you bring them into the brewing company, like the weed shop. They're a bunch of dicks in the weed shop, but they got weed. So you get your weed first and then get out of the weed shop and then get your tacos. Just saying. And then go into the brewery. Brewery and tacos are cool. The weed shop, bunch of dicks, but they got weed. So just saying.
Brewery and tacos.
It's all
It's a
good.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
Yeah. I like those guys at Rocky Mountain Taco. They always follow us on the socials and we always follow them. They're pretty good. I just texted them like talking about you guys.
Beautiful.
Love those little motherfuckers.
All right. Well, that about wraps up the old ski news. So now we're going to
All right,
roll
what are we
into
talking
the
about
main
today?
topic. So Mario, you just got back from Oktoberfest. I just got back from a couple of wonderful ski events. Why don't you kick it off and give us a little bit of a recap, some highlights of your trip to Germany for Oktoberfest?
Oktoberfest was pretty good. So I gotta say it was good, different. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I give it thumbs up overall. Make it I'd give it the Peter Rockel thumbs up. But it was different. I gotta say, like after being there a little bit, you kind of like you used to it. You expect certain things, and you're like you demand certain things. You're like, no, I want my beer this way, that way. Go get me my Schweinehaxen. Go get me my like dumpling, like my Blaukraut. Like I have a whole thing. Yeah, I
So this
didn't
is your
realize I
first
was
time
that guy.
back. This is your first time back since COVID, right?
Yeah, code fucked things up. I'm like more demanding now. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You gotta do shit a certain way. And I like the Germans keep it real. They're like, no, this is what we do. You go to the Hofbrauhaus and you want food. No, you're sitting at a table a standing table in the beer garden, beer only, cash only. They don't fuck around. I love it. They don't fuck
Simple.
around. They're just like keeping it real. This is how we do it, how we've always done it. That's it. So I like that they keep it real. It was very good, refreshing, but it was kind of cool. Like went to the Opera House, went to Marienplatz, went to the castles, did Hohenschwangau and Neuschwanstein. So if nobody knows anything, if you know the little Disney castle that everybody in the fucking America knows, that's based off of Neuschwanstein. So Neuschwanstein is a real life Disney castle that the Disney castle was built after, and it was made probably about 150 to 200 years before that other castle was, right? So it's pretty amazing.
And it was Mad King Ludwig, his castle, right?
Mad King Ludwig. So I thought he made like 5 castles because I was like shooting the moon. I was like, that motherfucker was crazy. He made like 3 castles in his lifetime. So he made Neuschwanstein, whatever the hunting one was, Schloss Lindenhof, and another one that were like immense, basically bankrupting Germany, well, Bavaria, while he was doing it. So at the time that he was king, at the time that he was king, Bavaria joined Germany into being one consolidated like country. So he kind of was like a king that was like ass out. They kind of took his thing from him. He had little, I don't know. He had like issues. So, but anyway, it's a lot of fun shit to see. A lot of bratwurst and just lederhosen and dirndls, and we took trains throughout, which was pretty cool. Training in Germany was actually very efficient. Wore my Tracht, and my wife wore her dirndl, and didn't feel out of place at all. So I recommend to anybody, if you get a chance to go, definitely go to Oktoberfest. You'll see a lot of Americans there because I got to say 80% of the people are American, which is just bizarre.
Oh, really?
So yeah, and it's a little bit disheartening because they're all people that like you bump into and you're like, hey, what's going on? Like, oh yeah, I'm here in college. I have such a heavy workload that I'm taking some time off and going to Germany. I'm like, so your parents are working and you're going to Germany because you're too stressed out.
Hustling and grinding so that you can go and get hammered.
Right. But yet they look at it as they're very stressed out. So I'm like, okay, that's all cool. That's your relationship with your parents. But yeah, I'm not that kind of parent or that kind of person. So anyway, but it was fun. It's very cool. I gotta say, if once you and the kids get to a certain point, I think in another few years, maybe we'll go to Germany. That'll be kind of fun. You got to go back. You got relatives there.
I do. I've got a lot of relatives there.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, like Oktoberfest is just not super high on my list of things I gotta do. It's just
I gotta
not.
say it wasn't. It was, and then it wasn't. I would put it on everybody's top. I wouldn't put it on top 5. I put it on a top 20 list, maybe top 10, just for shit to see. The fact that you have German ancestry and Bavarian ancestry, I would put it on your top 10. So just saying, like, even if you don't enjoy Oktoberfest, you just go, because think about it, I went for like 3 days. I went to Oktoberfest for 4 hours. That was it. 5 hours. But
So
I enjoyed the rest of the whole
That story
place.
still cracks me up.
Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. I say the first time I went was a wild ride. Second time I went, another wild ride, and this time was pretty controlled. I gotta say, we were kept shit together. It was good. I was a seasoned professional at that point, and it was good. I gotta say.
So did you pretty much follow the itinerary you were planning to follow?
Exactly. So we actually had reservations. So we had reservations for the tent. We had reservations for our castle tours and stuff like that. So we got in. We had reservations, and we were supposed to go with another bunch of friends, and they all canceled at the last minute. We're like, fuck you guys, and we were pretty pissed off. But I was like, all right, we got to figure out how to get to the castles now. So made shit happen. Right. And then, you know, we're in Germany, like we're hanging out, and we had our pretty baller ass. I gotta say, we're very fortunate. Like we take for granted a lot of stuff. I really think we do as Americans and skiers. Like we have affordable stuff that we have access to. So we went and we booked a baller ass, like, so all 3 times that I've been to Germany for Oktoberfest, I booked a baller ass tent spot at a table. Like it's been pretty awesome. And I tell you what, it was awesome again. Hung out with a lot of Brits. They were hammered. My wife's probably like one of the few women that was there. So if you think a ski area is like a place where like only guys are at, go to Oktoberfest. It's pretty much the same thing. So
Mm.
if you're a woman and you're looking for guys that are hammered, that are pretty good looking, that just hammered and just want to bang, Oktoberfest is the place to go. So just saying.
There you go, ladies. You heard it here first.
It's definitely for the
Alas.
ladies to go to. That's why I had to hold on to my wife, which is great. Just gotta boom, just grab her and come with me, girl. Because somebody else will grab her, snatch her up. So
That's what they do. You know those Germans.
yeah.
I'll come
Know those
snatch you up.
Germans.
Yeah.
Snatch them, just gone, and you get a ransom note. That's it. You know,
Yeah.
not even ransom note. This girl's gone. Before you know it, she's churning butter out in the Alps. You don't know where the fuck she is.
Yodeling somewhere. It's possible.
Fucking yodeling, is a little Ricola going. Like I don't know.
It wouldn't be the first time.
No, but it was a lot of fun. I gotta say, it was pretty awesome. You go there, everybody speaks English. Like I have a friend that's going in another week. My cousin actually, and he's like, oh, he's asking me all these questions. I'm like, they're really good. Germans are really great with Americans because a lot of them speak English, and they're not afraid to like speak English. Like they're very proud that they know German, that they can speak another language, right? Like we're very stupid as Americans. Like I feel bad when I go other places because people are so proud that they know their own language and English, and we're just dipshits that are like, "Dad, you speak English?" Like it's, I don't know. I'm a dipshit too. I know a good amount of German, so I can get by. So I kind of get by where I can, and then when I fall off, I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But as a Puerto Rican, I feel very proud that I know German. Just saying.
Highest level of German speaking in the Puerto Rican community.
It's Perfektenschlag, right? The fucking Dwight Schrute thing. But yeah, no, I just I think it should be on everybody's. And it's funny, like everybody thinks it's like a big beer fest. It's like, no, it's actually a festival for kids. There's like rides and shit. There's like they actually have a 5-loop roller coaster at Oktoberfest.
Hmm.
Like it's
God, could you
fucking
imagine
Disney
if you
with
had like
beer.
if you had like 3 beers and did that?
Dude,
Like
3
obviously
mass.
people have done it.
So the mass is like a liter of beer. So can you imagine having
Mhm.
3 liters of beer and then get on one of those bad boys and just power vomit over everybody?
That
That'd be
seems like
horrible.
that seems like an episode of Jackass.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a regular occurrence.
Like
Like people
just
are
like
like, I'm not getting on this.
we're slamming 3 beers and we're getting on Das roller coaster. Let's go.
Das Coaster. We're getting Das Coaster.
I'm sure
Dude,
people
I'm
do it.
walking
Oh,
up and down the line looking at like, nope, 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 nope. That motherfucker's not going on. Nope, nope. It's kicking people out.
we had there's like a fireman's fair in the next town over from us. They have every August, and this we do it every year. And you know the kids want to go on the little spinny rides or the wacky spinning barn. And it's one of those traveling fair rides, so they're
Yeah. All
it's
the
a
rickety
certain
ass
level.
rides. Yeah.
And I remember like I didn't even have a drink before, but we went to a Mexican restaurant and I kind of loaded up on chips and salsa and burritos and whatever. And after doing that ride, I was like, dude, and it was like not even that crazy. I was like, my stomach is killing me. Like I can't do that spinny stuff anymore.
I'm just gonna puke all over
I
everybody right
couldn't
now.
imagine having 3 big beers and then doing a roller coaster. Like that just seems like nightmare fuel.
So it's messed up is like the tent thing that we got. Like, so there's a service that we've used out of the UK, and it seemed shady the first time we use it, but after 3 times using them, like it's pretty legit now. It's expensive as fuck, but I tell you what, they give you food, they give you a tent, they give you a private like VIP walk-in, like the whole thing, which we went in and it was like a mosh pit getting in. They were actually looking at people like, no, 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 no. Do you have a wristband? Yep, you're in, you're in, you're in. Like it was that messed up, like getting in. And then we got in and it was just like, boom, we got to our table. It was like, we're in freaking, I could walk around. Like, this is great. Had food come in. Like, it was pretty fucking awesome. So for the price we paid, I'm like, is well worth it. Like, it's kind of stupid money, but you're like, yeah,
If
it's
it avoids sitting in line doing nothing, it's worth paying
yeah.
whatever you got to pay.
You don't sit in line. You don't have to worry about scrounging in. There's a different like experience going and doing that. Like, and I won't poo poo that. Like, that's cool.
No, it's not.
But on a Saturday night, like it was super crowded. Like you couldn't even get into the tent without a reservation. So like you had to have some kind of ticket or something to get even in the place. And I think a lot of Americans, take for granted that we know what the size of everything is. But when you talk about the size of Oktoberfest, like the volume of people that get in, okay, you can get into a club and it's very exclusive and like you got to hook up and you get in and you're like all proud that you got in. And it maybe takes what, 1,000 people in the club. Picture this tent takes 6,000 people in the tent and they're to capacity, right? That's in the tent. And then they have a beer garden outside with another 2,500 to 3,000 people. So they're servicing about 9,000 people. Now, picture that there's about 12 tents like that size, and then about another 20 tents that are about half the size of that. So there's hundreds of thousands of people in there. It's fucking crazy. So, in terms of the scale, like you have no idea until you walk in. You're just like, holy shit, if you have like agoraphobia, like you're like phobic of like crowds, like I'm a little bit like that. It's a little terrifying, but you get past it and you're like, ooh, I'm in the tent now and singing songs and raising a beer and fucking eating. It's great. I feel like Henry VIII. Just
No Peter Vackel being played.
Peter Vackel. Well, you know what they play? Like John Denver, Take Me Home Country Road, and everybody's singing. Every German knows Take Me Home Country Road, fucking John Denver. It's
I mean,
crazy.
we live in a global world, global economy. Like everyone knows everything.
Yeah.
I,
But it's
I
all
don't even
80s
know.
songs that people sing along to, like Brian Adams, Summer 69, and Country Road, and just all these songs. Like it's pretty awesome.
Hmm. Awesome's a
So you
word
have
you
a lot
could
of fun.
use.
Awesome.
Well, speaking of awesome, so while you were getting back from Oktoberfest, I got to go to New York City a couple times in the last
Yeah.
week for a few awesome events. And for some reason, it actually makes sense
Those are pretty
that
awesome events.
the
I gotta
Icon
say.
Pass event and the Ski Utah event in New York City, which were two great events, two very different spots. The Icon Pass event was quite a party. It was in a really cool spot. Met a lot of really fun people. There's a few folks that we had met at from Vermont. There's a few Vermont resorts on the Icon Pass, Killington, Stratton. I know I'm forgetting another one. Maybe I'm not, but those were the big ones there. And my friend Crystal from Killington met the new
I
guy
remember her.
from Stratton. Andrew, really cool guy. Was chatting with him. I met Laura from Revelstoke, and here's a fun little story. So
Revelstoke.
Revelstoke, for those who don't know, Revelstoke is in the Powder Highway up in Canada, and we were chatting a bit about how awesome Revelstoke is, and Laura is a very nice Canadian lady, and it was funny because the bar they announced last call at the bar, and she had just missed getting a drink, which was sad. I was like, and she was being
Nah,
very polite about trying to get something.
that's Canadian. Very polite.
I walked over there and I totally jerseyed it up. I'm like, you want a drink? I'll get you a drink. I grabbed 2 bottles of rosé from the tub they had there and just brought them back
Boom.
to our table. And one wasn't even open, which actually ended up in Rich's bag and probably still at his
Boom.
house right now. And the other one
Boom.
I opened up and I poured her a big old glass of rosé because I was trying
Shit,
to be
yeah.
a welcoming, kind host in America
You're a
to my new
gentleman.
Canadian friend, a gentleman,
An
if you will.
American gentleman.
Yes. Hooked her up, and it's funny, I emailed her a few days later, and she's like, "Yeah, that last drink," she's like, "really felt that one the next morning, so thanks for that."
That-
I was just trying to be hospitable. But again, I
That's what you
felt
do in New York.
but
There's no last call in New York.
she was being so, like, polite about getting something, and they were just ignoring her, and it was like, "Last call, and we're done." And I'm like, "I'm gonna take matters into my own hands," and she
Nice.
was both appalled and extremely grateful at the same time. So, which
Yeah,
was the
I
proper
like that.
response. But yeah, that's also
Good.
our buddy Tim from Unofficial Networks. Saw a couple
Damn.
folks from NASJA. Like it was cool just seeing all these folks. I didn't go to that event last year because I was at a conference in Denver, so I missed it,
Oh.
which kind of stunk. And I did win 2 passes to the Ski Big 3 up in
Ooh.
Alberta, which I know is an area you're trying
Alberta.
to get out to. So if you need a couple
Trying to.
passes to Ski Big 3, I'm the guy that can hook you up because
Shit, yeah.
I decided yesterday, the last day before prices went up, that I was just going to buy the whole family icon passes. I don't
Shit,
know.
yeah.
There
You
and
getting
I
the slow
will
clap. That's a
and
strong move, bro.
and I'm
Love it.
looking at this from 2 different perspectives. The one is, how am I ever going to justify, like, how am I going to make back that, because based on my life situation right now with the little kids and everything, how am I going to
Gotta look
ski
at it this
enough?
way. You losing money if you don't buy it.
How am I going to ski enough to justify spending that money? But the
But
other
if you
part of
ski
me,
enough, you're losing money.
well,
That's what I'm saying.
the awesome part of me is looking at it and going, okay, so you just spent $2,700 on ski passes for your family. You always talk about how much you love skiing, and you always bitch and
Mhm.
complain that you don't ski enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe you should look at life right now and look at the shit going on in Israel, the hurricanes that have just been hitting people. You
That's
are
right.
not guaranteed next week, tomorrow, next year, 10 years from now.
You
You're
are
not
committing
guaranteed
yourself
any
and
of
your
that
family. You're committing yourself and your family to being awesome.
to
To skiing.
maximum snow. I'm committing
Maximum
myself to
awesomeness.
that this year. I'm forcing
Yeah,
myself to be the person I want to be. I'm forcing
that's right.
myself through this purchase to do the thing I love to do, the correct amount I want to do it. And I am so sick of fucking putting my life on hold, saying I'll do it next year, I'll do it in a couple years. No, there is no next year, 2 years, 10 years from now. There is now. That is the only thing you're guaranteed is now. And I'm sick of waiting for life to happen. I'm going to make life happen. I'm going to
I
fulfill my
love that you
destiny.
did that.
I had
Yeah.
to do it. I had to be bold. So,
So,
booyakasha.
so let's
I
put it
did it.
this way, right? So if you don't do it, you're bitching that you didn't do it, and that's why you didn't ski, right? If you
And
do
that's when
it,
you blow your freaking Achilles out, fourth play into the game, and you
right?
lose the whole
But if you
season.
do it like you did now, you have that opportunity to say, hey, we got to make the most of this. Now, if you
Mhm.
don't make the most of it, that's kind of on you. Like, all right, we had the
100% it's on me.
opportunity. We had the opportunity. We just didn't take advantage of the opportunity. And you know what? It's not money lost. It's just, okay, maybe we weren't ready for it, but at least you put it out there, right? You put it out there. You facilitated. You made shit available to you and your family. That's what you got to do.
And
You provide. You
the fact,
provided for your family.
and you know what? The Icon Pass did just add Blue Mountain and Camelback to it,
Boom.
which for where I
Love
am
Camelback.
geographically really makes a big difference. So we're
Yeah.
getting 7 days at both those places. And here's how I'm looking at
That's
it. Now, this
nice.
is what I had planned to do last year, but it
If you
just
get
didn't
70
happen.
Camelback, that makes your money back, doesn't it?
$2,700 for fucking 4 passes I paid for.
I mean,
I'm
Camelback's
gonna
got to be at least $100 a lift ticket. 7 days, about $700. Just
I'm at
saying.
tw I'm only down $2,000 now. Well, 700 per
All right.
person. 700 for me and my wife, so 1,400. So
Yeah.
technically, let's say if I used all 7 days of Camelback, all 7 days of Blue Mountain, I'd get close to making my money back.
That's where you can share. And then you add in going out to visit Nick out in
Aspen.
Colorado.
We're going to Aspen.
Boom, Aspen. You got some
And
shit
if
going on there.
and I'm also telling him, like, listen, we could definitely do a family trip to Stratton or Killington, like a 4-day weekend.
Oh, easy. That's an
So
easy one.
that would seal the deal then.
Dude, that's easy money right there.
And I really, really want to get out to Taos. Like, I really want to check out Taos. It just seems so awesome.
Seems pretty awesome.
And then there's Deer Valley, which for the NASJA event in Park City, ski Deer Valley. Just no snowboarders around for a couple days. Like, how lovely would that be?
So think of even think of this. The amount of mental like juice that's going through your head because you bought that pass, that's fucking awesome right there. The mental juices are going. You're just like thinking about like, I could do this, I could do that. You wouldn't have that if you didn't buy the pass. You'd be like, I don't know, I could have bought the pass. I could be a little bitch about it, right?
You're
Now
absolutely
you're like, I bought the pass now. I got shit neurons firing. Like, how did I make this work?
Now it's use it or lose it, bitch. Use it or lose it. So yeah, so I did it. And after I don't know if it was because the Icon Pass schmoozed me. We got a discount from NASJA. It was like $100 off each of the passes, which was for the 2 adult passes, which was pretty good. So
you get
it
buddy
was
passes with that because that could be your buddy. It's just saying.
Yeah,
you
you're my buddy. You're my buddy.
Boom.
Hey, buddy.
Start selling buddy passes, but like
that's what I'm saying.
Up, buddy?
We should do Aspen with Nick, and I can get some buddy passes.
Fuck yeah!
And you guys can pay for the hotel. I'll get you buddy passes.
See that all works out. Works out.
Synergy.
See?
That's how it works.
Booyakasha. That's right. Yeah. It's an opportunity to make.
So I don't know. Maybe it's the Icon. The events just wooed me, and then the NASJA discount helped, so I had to do it. So it's been done. So now all I got to do is
same at the process I go through when I think about buying the gold pass. It makes sense. It just makes sense.
It does. It really does.
Dollars and cents.
So yeah, Icon Pass event. I spun the wheel. I won the Ski Big 3 pass, which is kind of funny because if you have an Icon Pass, it's already included. So weird gift, I guess. Maybe good. I don't know.
Sell it?
I think I can. Maybe make a few $100. That might be the way to go. Maybe I'm like, and how do you sell ski passes? Is it
how do you pay
eBay?
for an Icon Pass?
Like, how do you sell? I mean, there's got to be some sort of exchange, right?
We got to have a fan that wants a pass. Just saying.
Does anybody know how I can sell Ski Big 3 passes? skibumpodcast@gmail.com. Help me out here.
That's right. Boom.
Maybe I'll get you a finder's fee, or I'll send you a T-shirt or something. I'm a giver. I'm a giver.
No, there's no finder's fee. There's swag, or that's it. That's all you get.
Swag. Finder's fee could be swag. There you go.
You get a pair of Brian's underwear.
A pair of these 10,000 shorts, maybe. Who knows?
Pair of Brian's 10,000 shorts unwashed.
You could do worse. You could do worse.
No,
so yeah, Icon event was cool. It's funny because Rich and I, we had to like walk back from the Lower East Side to get that last ferry of the night. And it's one of those things that's like we left with plenty of time, but it's still stressful.
It's always lovely getting that ghetto ferry. Like you get that last.
Well, this is the nice ferry.
See the busted ass people. No, you get to see the busted people on there.
But it was like a hot night. Well, they call it the Vomit Comet, the last one of the night. But it was a Tuesday night, so it wasn't too bad. But
very classy. Very classy.
It is. Well, they got a bar car on there. Like, there's the bar on the boat and everything. And if it's 10 o'clock on a Thursday, people can be pretty banged up. Interestingly enough, at least I think it's interesting. So I went from Jersey City over into Manhattan. If you don't know how that works out, Jersey City is right across the water from Lower Manhattan, where the World Financial Center is, World Trade used to be. I took the
Yes.
ferry across there, and I took a city bike from Brookfield
Oh,
Place
nice.
around the tip of Manhattan, bless you, over to where this
Mm,
event was, which is kind of like between the Manhattan Bridge and the Williamsburg Bridge. So it was like a two and a
nice.
half mile bike ride, but it's on like a protected city, like protected like bike lanes, which is pretty cool. Good views.
All right.
It was neat. It was actually really cool. I hadn't done a city bike in it's been since like 2016, so it was
Actually
nice
sounds like
doing it.
fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was cool. So I did that for that was the Icon Pass event, and then 2 days later, Thursday, was the Ski Utah event, and that was much closer. That was actually by the Holland Tunnel, so right on the kind of west side of Manhattan. Did the same thing. Went from Jersey City, took the ferry across, and took a city bike only a mile up to this place,
Nice.
which was
Bang
cool.
it in there.
So Ski Utah event was cool. It's at this courtyard at it's the Arlo Hotel. So again, right there by the Hudson, the Holland Tunnel. Again, a lot of people that were at the Icon were also at this event because we Snowbird, Alta, Brighton, Deer Valley, Snow Basin, they're all Icon resorts. So they were all there, which was cool.
Very cool.
And big shout out to Ski Utah because they provide this wonderful bottle of High West
Hell
double
yeah.
rye, which I'm currently sipping on, which is delicious. And also scored a sweet Gregory ski backpack, which is
Nice.
super dope. And I'll tell you, bag manufacturers, the fact that they have the hydration zipper pocket in the
It's pretty
strap,
nice.
that is how you do it, people. It can't cost that much to put in a hydration zipper pocket on the strap
Sweet.
here. That's an
Even if
epic
it's like
feature.
just to hold your weed, that's kind of cool. Holds like a doob or something in there.
It's always an option.
It's
You
always
could
an
put the
option.
doob in there. But yeah, I love the hydration spot in there. So awesome backpack I'm gonna use for skiing. And I'm gonna give a
Sweet.
shout out to my Ski Utah people, uh, Jesse and Allison. They were really helpful in getting me on the list and hooking me up. So because of their 903 inches of snow, they were all celebratory again, giving us bottles of whiskey. So here's some new things that are going down at Utah resorts right now. At Alta, the final 5 Whiston towers are being installed on Mount Baldy this summer.
Mm.
And once those towers are installed, Alta's use of artillery for avalanche mitigation work on Mount Baldy will be discontinued.
Mm.
And they got snowmaking pipes in the Wildcat Base area that are being replaced. Beaver Mountain, they're in year 1 of a 2-year project on the new Marge's Cabin. 25,000 square foot facility will be a new rental shop, snow sports school, skier services, retail space, and cafe. Also adding additional parking. Brian Head Resort offering free on snow experience to guests, which is a series of self-guided step-by-step clinics to prepare guests for their first time on the snow. Now, Brian Head is way further south in Utah. If you ever seen it on the map, they're doing a lot of growth there too. So that area could be something to look out for in the next 5-10 years. They got new condos going up. They're building a bunch of new snowmaking, spending over 500 grand in snowmaking upgrades, which is cool. They got a new snowcat piston bully. So a
Mm.
lot of big stuff happening there. Up at Brighton in Big Cottonwood, upgraded Crest 6 chairlift, high-speed 6-passenger chairlift will provide faster access to favorite runs while ensuring a smoother and more comfortable ride. They're also adding to their mountain dining scene. They've got the Sidewinder Grill, unique and inviting dining experience for skiers and boarders seeking a delicious break from the slopes. Yummy, yummy. They've also invested in snowmaking and grooming, including a new piston bully electric hybrid snowcat,
Ooh, I
ensuring
like that.
top-notch conditions. A revamped terrain park, offering thrilling challenges of riders for all levels, from beginner to advanced. Cherry Peak, which is in Logan, Utah. They're introducing snow making infrastructure updates and tubing. So good on them.
Mm.
Now,
Too
Deer
big.
Valley. Now, Deer Valley is kind of the fancy spot. They are
Mm.
going buck wild because they are adding that former Mayflower resort. So they are doubling their skiable terrain, 3,700 additional acres in the next coming seasons. Not in this season,
Wow.
next few. They're also investing 12.2 million in resort improvements and capital maintenance. First phase of their expanded excellence will see Deer Valley develop and operate 3,700 acres of new skiable terrain to be completely integrated into the existing resort. Substantial new skier services will be added as part of the new village and portal accessed via US Route 40. Expanded terrain will encompass 16 new chairlifts, including a 10-passenger gondola and ski access across South Peak, Park Peak, Big Dutch, Pioche, and Hale Mountains on the east side of Deer Valley's Bald Mountain. This terrain was formerly referred to as the Mayflower Mountain Resort Project, boasting nearly a
Hmm.
3,000 vertical drop from its highest point on Park Peak at 9,350 feet. The additional terrain will offer skiing, not skiing and snowboarding, just skiing for all abilities across 135 planned ski runs, including several wide open bowls and gladed areas.
Wow.
Boom. They've also got
Wow.
a new 21 plus après ski bar called the Royal
Hmm.
and a kids ski school lunch center. So big stuff happening at Deer Valley. Eagle Point, they're investing $200,000 in updates to the Skyline and Monarch lifts. Nordic Valley, cutting 2 brand new trails on the Nordic Express terrain. Park City, they've got an upgraded Red Pine gondola, brand new cabins. Also,
Hmm.
they've got something to do with their Epic Pass thing, if you're one of those Epic Passers. Powder Mountain, new cross country skiing and snowshoeing trail near the village lift at Powder Mountain will offer guests additional ways to get on the snow. New on trail warming hut offering hot chocolate and a chance to shake off the cold. A new activity hub dubbed the Launch Pad Yurt will open its doors for the first time this December near the
Mm.
top of the
Yurting it up.
village chair. Yeah. They're going to have snowmobile tours, moon bike tours, snowshoeing, cross country. And Powder's also opening access to 500 acres of some of the steepest terrain accessible from the mountain. Called DMI, don't mention it. The newly
Hmm.
opened terrain offers incredible views of the Eden Valley and the Ogden Divide and 3,000 feet of vertical drop through tight chutes and open bowls. For guest safety,
Sweet.
access to DMI is only via guided experience.
Mm.
The adventure begins with a snowcat ride up Lightning Ridge, followed by a short hike to the drop-in point. Each group will be accompanied by 2 guides and provided with all the necessary backcountry safety gear, including an avalanche beacon, probe, and shovel. That is awesome.
That's pretty awesome. And the best part about a guide is they're gonna size you up and be like, yeah, these people should not be in
Don't
this area,
don't
which is
do
good.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cou- Couple more. Snow Basin. New patio coming to Snow Basin's strawberry side of the resort alongside the highly anticipated Demoisy Express, increasing
Hmm.
access to the popular area. Spanning from the northwest portion of the Strawberry Lodge and encompassing over 5,000 square feet, this new patio will offer guests an additional spot to rest and refuel before returning to the slopes. The addition of
Hmm.
the Demoisy Express was announced in December with the promise of doubling the uphill capacity to Snow Basin's popular Strawberry side of the resort through the 6-chair high speed installation. Construction is currently underway, with the project scheduled to be completed in December of 2023. We're also
Hmm.
adding 124 additional parking stalls to the Canyon Rim lot. This is the second expansion in the past 3 years. Snowbird, they're introducing the first of its kind kids freeloader program, aiming to reduce barriers to entry for snow sports. The Kids Freeloader Pass program gives anyone ages 18 or under a free Snowbird season pass when linked to an adult, military, or senior Snowbird Summit Pass. That is really
Damn.
cool. They're also introducing the Mountain Center, a one-stop shop where guests can make dinner reservations, book a snowcat or helicopter seat with Snowbird Mountain Guides, schedule a lesson with Snowbird Mountain School, buy their lift tickets, get information about the mountain, and more.
Helicopter seat. I like that.
Yeah. Also, the Snowbird's original wheelbarrow lift installed for the mountain's opening in 1971 and named for founder Ted Johnson's wife and partner Wilma is scheduled for a replacement starting in the late spring of 2024. It's currently a fixed grip double chair and it's going to transform into a quad chairlift.
Hmm.
All right, Solitude. The Eagle Express has been completely removed, making way for the installation of the new high-speed 6-person lift. That's going to be opening in mid-December 2023. 3 new Whiston Tower remote avalanche control systems will be installed across Fantasy Ridge. This will allow Solitude's avalanche mitigation team to detonate explosives remotely in terrain that currently requires personnel to manually deploy hand charges. Sundance, they've got a friends and family program, 20% off. Woodward, continuing to elevate the on-mountain experience. They're adding a Piston Bully Park Pro Snowcat, and they're celebrating the return of the Big Air feature and additional upgrades to the high-performance terrain zone, new tubing, and resurfaced parking lot. So that's pretty much all the big stuff that's happening at all the resorts over in Utah. Again, a big thank you to the Ski Utah folks. Big thank you
That's
to
pretty sweet.
Christine, hooked me up with a Deer Valley Last Chance little ski pin here. Backpack, whiskey, Ski Utah. Those people are awesome. Great folks. Can't wait to get out there at some point this year. Icon Pass, also thank you to those folks. Amelie, who set it up, all the Icon people. I'm just so psyched for ski season now. I bought those passes, ready to go. Only person stopping me is myself. Right?
Very cool.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at. I love that.
I'm really bummed whenever you talk about Powder or Snow Basin that I couldn't make it out there, because I put my money down for that deposit. I just could not make it happen.
I know. We got to do our own trip. Maybe this year. I'm trying to organize a trip with some buddies to go somewhere, and I'm thinking Utah is like the easiest place to go. Like,
Yeah.
Ogden was a pretty easy trip to do. I repeated it after with Mel, and it was pretty chill. I gotta say, it was not bad.
Yeah. If anyone has any questions or thoughts or comments, please hit us up, skibumpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. Check us out, skibumpodcast.com. Go on the socials, X, Facebook, Instagram, Untapped, YouTube. You're at Ski Bum Podcast. Enjoy the show. Do you love it? Do you want more of this? Help us out. Go to Patreon, patreon.com/skibumpodcast. Be a patron. Throw us a few bucks a month. It'll really help us
Be a patron.
build, grow, make this better, make it into the podcast that you, as a listener, truly deserves.
It could be great. Just make it better.
Snowbound Expo. If you're going to be in the Boston area, November 3rd through 5th, check it out, snowboundexpo.com. If you need some sweet gear to get ready for ski season, go to 10,000.cc. Use the code BSchneider15, 15% off. Thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Say hi, say falutin.
See ya.